actually need to go get involved in this. Well, go get my money. Where's my money, honey? A different kind. Truth-based.
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging.
3, 2, 1. Engage. Ah, congratulations. Wonder if you can enter a planet with a shattered canopy. I don't know how you survive with a shattered canopy. Like, you'd think the atmospheric pressures that are sucking out the oxygen would kill you.
Flight engaged.
It's starting to come into vision here. On some high gravity worlds,
Warning. Temperature critical.
thrusters aren't enough to on high gravity worlds, thrusters often aren't enough to slow the ship down and prevent damage. So, I can just contact it and all will be well. A little bit more to it than the other one. I'm not sure if the other one is including the fact that it's over market price to buy. The data I saw online, I'm not sure if it's taking that into account.
Papa Alpha Lima. You are approaching a federal port, Commander. Please submit a docking request. Clearance denied. Move to within 7,500 meters for access, Commander.
Sure. Though I don't know why you asked me so far out, but sure. Fuck me. But yeah, there's a little bit more to it than with the other things, but once I get used to this, it'll be fine. I don't know what that blue beacon was about, so.
We operate a no-fire policy within this area. Stow your weapons.
Already have.
Access granted. You are go for approach to pad 06. Assisted docking initiated.
So that's what I kept seeing. That's what I thought they were, but every time I looked, I couldn't see them. I thought it was just those lights blaring for some reason.
Landing gear deployed.
detected. Power down systems.
High tech. And you have next to nothing, and they're now charging more. Eh.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Let me switch to... well, just need to go get the
Landing gear retracted.
next thing. Alpha Centauri. But yeah, this is just going to be something I have to get used to if I want to land on planets in this current game or in future editions of it, like when I can run around and shoot people on foot. So, even if there's a little bit more to it than a normal station, this is still good. Few jumps to do, but that's fine. Again, I can do some exploration on the way.
Frameshift drive charging.
Wasn't sure if I could do this.
4.
It's like, too fast for open cruise, so I was assuming I couldn't do that here. You can see the gravity there, 0.40. Isn't Earth's gravity like 0.9 something? 0.7 something? I don't remember. Learned it in physics ages ago, and that was it.
Drive charging.
3, 2, 1, engage! Sweet Jesus. I already know here. Somehow, I don't know either.
Fuel scoping. Frameshift drive charging.
Whales are damned. And if you look on your left, you'll see Satan's appendix. On your right, the wall of the damned he keeps stored next to his third kidney.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scope disengaged.
Sorry, my head's wandering. Made a post on Twitter, and I'm just like, I feel like an idiot about it. I just get awkward saying things on occasion, often. And it was a bit of a, part of me feels a bit of a drastic point, but I don't know, it felt reasonable given the rantan the guy went on. Jesus. Layers within layers. The sensitivity on the screen is annoying. I'd like to up it just for these screens. Yeah, that's annoying. Alright. Okay. It's at the other side of the sun.
Fuel scoping. Fuel scoping disengaged.
I just get very insecure about posts I make online till I get a like on them. Then it's like at least one person doesn't think I'm an idiot. I'm just I have extreme social anxiety, so it's something I need to work on and get over.
System scan complete.
But it's very, some issues are more deeply rooted than others. It can be very difficult to shake things off.
Frameshift drive charging.
It can be very difficult to shake things off. And part of my issue was that I've already done it before. In some ways, that makes it even harder.
3, 2,
The Necropolis. Sounds awesome. If I'm ever doing exploration, I do have to bring a cargo bay with me. I'll probably bring the giant one I have right now. That way I can just bring, everything else can be
frameshift drive charging.
the other stuff I need for exploration. Because that can store like 60 something items. So that'll be handy. Yeah, that can handle 64. Sorry, I'm just stripping. But yeah, that can handle 64 items, so I only need 8 for cargo. In some ways, I do kind of miss EVO 9's storage, because, like, okay, the cargo container that can store like 100 meters cubed of items. You get a page that takes up a page worth of space. You get a gun that takes up a gun's worth of space. And you pick up a ship cannon that takes up a ship cannon's worth of space. In this, you pick up a page that takes up the same amount of space as a ship cannon. Or, you know, what have you. No matter how many, like, every... In EVO 9, you have like measurements of space that things take up and whatnot. And in this, you have 10 inventory slots. You can have 10 items. Okay, this all seems fine. So... Cyrus. Famous as the first true corporate system, and also notable for the first interstellar war, since... No, jab my screen. Let me push the monitor back in. It's slightly coming out of its casing. I need to start taping it in. Should get a new one, but... that's money, and money I need to spend on getting a working hard drive. Since 2350, the Cyrus Corporation has been using vast amounts of cheap energy available on Lucifer. Fuck, it's fucking Doom. From coals wrapped around the planet for a synthesis of custom elements, particularly military-grade fuel, as the ancient name of Alpha Canis Majoris. Permits for this system can be obtained via the Cyrus Corporation faction. Maybe separately to the stuff I'm doing. Like the guy I'm working with. Sol is you get by getting to elite. Oh, it's can be obtained from the federal military. Huh. It's different than I thought. I thought Sol was the place you go if you have elite. Maybe not. Maybe that's somewhere else. Basically, there's a system here that you can go to if you have elite in at least one category. I think it was meant to be like a founder's zone, but because there's so little of them, they opened it up to later on players being able to access it. Alpha Centauri has been fully scouted. Because it's Alpha fucking Centauri. It's like right next to Sol. Sol is the common sci-fi name for like the solar system we're in. I'm not sure if that's actually applied IRL outside of fiction, but you'll always see it in sci-fi Sol as for a human's home system. If it follows the same cosmology as here. If humans are, you know, living on another planet, obviously it's not going to use Sol system. But like Stormlight, there's humans there, they wouldn't be in that. But if it's Earth and Mars, and it's gonna be called Sol System, presumably. It's a running team in a lot of sci-fi. Sorry, I'm tripping over myself because now I'm just feeling really awkward in like, am I making sense? Am I coherent? Because I keep feeling like I'm not. Invictus. Out of the dark night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. Through the foul clutch of circumstance, I've not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, I am bloodied, but I'm bowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears, lurks a horror of the shade. But despite terror of all the years, it finds me and shall find me unafraid. I can either remember the second verse or the third verse, or vice versa, but not both, and that's the best I've ever done. No matter how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll, I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul. That is Invictus. It's a poem. And a pretty damn good one too, when you look it up. I read it at the end of a StarCraft custom campaign I did a while back. It's Invictus by William Ernest Henley. When it was wrote? It was written in 1875 and published in 1888. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul.
It's a pleasure to have you at this federal station, Commander.
I'll start again now once I can get docking. Also, Bernard, wasn't there a famous
Commander, proceed to landing pad
physicist, and you know, he did the teapot thing. Russell, Bertrand Russell, that's it. It's to illustrate the philosophic burden of proof lies upon a person making unfalsifiable claims rather than shifting the burden of this proof to others. Basically, he posited that there's a teapot rotating around that's too small to be seen by telescopes that orbits the sun, and it's up to you to prove it doesn't. He says it's true, but it's up to you to disprove it. It's which is obviously not how burden of proof works. It's up to whoever's making the claim to prove it. So, yeah. Anyway, out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul. I really do like it. Strength can be drawn from it. I also like some of Catullus' work. Poetry in Translation has it. Christ, they have a ton of his work. I remember showing them one to his friend, to a friend of mine, and he was like, "Does he have Tourette's?" Because it was just a lot of insults. It was just a lot of swearing. And I remember I seen one poem where he felt that one guy was so distasteful that any woman who slept with him, you know, should be considered blighted by it. Where is it? Brother. I remember Catullus 101. seems. Let me just try and find it here. There was one site I read it off of before, and I was just going to go with their translation. Here it is, poets.org. Found it here. By ways remote and distant waters spread. By ways remote and distant waters sped, brother, to thy sad graveside I am come, that I may give the last gifts to the dead, and vainly parley with thine ashes dumb. Since she who now bestows and now denies, hath ta'en thee, hapless brother, from mine eyes. But lo, these gifts, the heirlooms of past years, are made sad things to grace thy coffin shell. Take them, all drenched with a brother's tears, and brother, for all time, hail and farewell. It's a rather sweet one. Remember, we had to learn some of his poems for classics, and I much preferred any of his poems that we learned to Sylvia Plath. God, where it's hers dry and just meh. His, yeah. I'm tearing up reading it here. I feel the heat in my eyes. But yeah, it's just... Apparently, I think this text is a mistake. Investment was once part of expansion, but then decided against it, but didn't change the text. Remember hearing that. But, yeah, I like Catullus's work. My principal in one of my schools, he also taught classics, and he covered the Roman side while our English teacher covered the Greek side, and he had to pick different Catullus poems for us to learn, and given how raunchy some of his can get, he had his work cut out for him. Catullus, like I was saying, one of his poems was a lot of swearing, apparently, from what I remember, but I can't remember how accurate the translation it was, and so on and so forth, or even where I read it. There's 5 here on poets.org, and another one apparently has this whole collection. I read Catullus 51, but that's not in public domain. The broader one is in public domain. Okay, there's another translation of 51 from 1862, so that's public domain. I don't think the mouse has extended it, copyright back that far yet. There's no demand here. Excuse me, I had a bit of an accident there at that one. There's absolutely no demand here. Zero. So, I don't know why, but they're paying fucking top fucking dollar for this. The average price is 3,155. The price they're willing to pay? 30,000. Since I have 112 of them, I'm making almost 3.5 million from this one trip. I'm over doubling my finances. Boom! Beautiful. So let me just refresh this. Okay, yeah, they're still recommending to go there. That didn't change at all. Okay, if I actually change it from hip 54 this to where... No, I'm currently not at Alpha Majoris. I'm at Ross there. No, literally, it's the same thing. I was hoping maybe they had it better. Like, since I'm shifting the focus of the grid, I was hoping they might have a better one I could do. But, nah, they don't. Alright. Back to Durant stock we go. We're gonna do this trip a few times, and I'll be rich.